Do you know the world you live in today? Your job, your salary, your bank account, your business. Even the price of your bread has been shaped not by governments, not by kings, not by wars, but by a series of financial crashes that almost destroyed humanity multiple times. And the strangest part, these crashes didn't happen by accident. They followed a pattern: greed, hope, manipulation, panic, and then collapse. If you understand this pattern, you can predict the future of money. Most people don't know that the financial world used to be far more dangerous, unpredictable, and painfully chaotic, and that every major crisis secretly planted the seeds of the next one. Today, I am going to tell you the untold story of how financial crises shaped the world, from the first recorded crash in history to the modern ones that nearly melted the global economy. But listen carefully, because you're about to discover something shocking. Every crash in history starts the same way, and we might be standing at the edge of the next one right now. Our journey begins hundreds of years ago, before the internet, before stock exchanges, even before central banks, back in a time when money itself was changing. One of the earliest financial disasters happened in 1637 in the Netherlands, during what many consider the world's first major speculative bubble. Tulip mania. Yes, flowers. Simple tulips, but at the peak of the craze, a single tulip bulb could cost more than a luxury house in Amsterdam. People were trading their land, their savings, their future dreams, for a flower that didn't even bloom yet. Markets were driven by pure obsession, the belief that prices would rise forever. And then, one morning, everything collapsed. Prices fell to zero, fortunes disappeared overnight, families were ruined, and the world learned its first big lesson. When speculation becomes addiction, destruction follows. But humanity didn't learn. Instead, it got greedier. Fast forward to 1720, the year of two legendary financial explosions. The South Sea bubble in England and the Mississippi bubble in France. Both promised unlimited wealth, guaranteed profits, endless returns. The South Sea Company even claimed it had discovered a revolutionary trade system with South America, a completely fabricated and exaggerated vision. Investors poured money like water. Politicians were bribed. People sold their homes to buy shares. Newspapers printed lies to inflate prices. And for a moment, it looked like the world had found the secret code of getting rich. And then, like every bubble, reality hit. Stock prices collapsed. Investors lost everything. Revolts broke out, and the English financial system almost died. The French version was even worse. The Mississippi bubble triggered riots, bank failures, and inflation so intense that common people couldn't afford daily food. Once again, greed created prosperity, then destroyed it. But the biggest crash in early history was yet to come. The Panic of 1873. This was the moment global finance met. Industrial expansion for the first time, and the results were catastrophic. Railroads were booming. Factories were expanding. Investors were pouring money into every new idea. It was a financial high. But the world was expanding too fast. When one major railroad company failed, fear spread like wildfire. Banks collapsed one after another. Stock markets froze. Millions lost jobs, and the global economy entered a recession that lasted until 1879. The crash was so brutal that historians call it the Great Depression of the 19th century. For the first time, the world realized that finance wasn't just about money. It was about survival. When finance falls, society falls with it. Now comes the monster, the disaster that still haunts the world. The Great Depression in 1929. Everything seemed perfect during the Roaring Twenties. The stock market was rising non-stop. People quit jobs to become full-time traders. Loans were easy. Companies were expanding. Banks encouraged speculation. And everyone believed the good times would last forever. Sounds familiar. Right. But then came Black Thursday, Black Monday, and Black Tuesday, 3 days that wiped out billions in wealth. People jumped from buildings. Banks ran out of cash. Farms collapsed. Unemployment exploded. And the global economy entered darkness. It was the worst financial disaster in human history. Entire countries changed forever. The US introduced strict financial regulations. Germany's economic collapse helped extremist politics rise. Japan shifted toward military expansion. The entire world was reshaped by one crash, but the world didn't slow down. Instead, financial systems got bigger, stronger, and more interconnected, making future crashes even more dangerous. In 1987, the world faced Black Monday, when global stock markets crashed 20% in a single day. It was the first panic triggered by computerized trading. Algorithms machines created a sell-off so fast that humans couldn't react. The world realized finance had entered a new era. Machines were now making decisions with billions of dollars at stake. But nothing prepared the world for what came next. 2008. The 2008 global financial crisis wasn't just a crash, it was a global meltdown. It began with a lie. The belief that home prices would never fall. Banks were giving loans to people who couldn't afford them. Those loans were packaged, sold, and traded across the world as high-value assets. Everyone banks. Insurance companies, investors was playing with fire. When homeowners started failing to pay, the entire financial system collapsed like domino. Lehman Brothers died. Millions lost jobs. Entire economies suffered. Fear ruled the world. It took years to recover. But here's the twist. Every crisis in history has forced the world to evolve. Tulip Mania led to better trading regulations. The South Sea Bubble created stricter limits on corrupt politicians. The Panic of 1873 taught the world the importance of banking stability. The Great Depression introduced modern economic policies. The 1987 crash led to new safeguards and automated trading. And the 2008 crisis changed global banking forever. So, what does this mean for us today? It means the financial system you depend on, your savings, your job, your investments, your future is built on the ruins of past crises. Every crash destroyed something, but also rebuilt something stronger. And right now, as we stand in a world with new threats, trading, crypto volatility, global debt, inflation, and geopolitical tension, we must ask ourselves, are we close to the next big crash? History says yes. Patterns say yes. Human greed says yes. But here's the ultimate message. Understanding the past can protect your future. The people who study financial history can spot danger before anyone else. They know when a bubble is forming. They know when panic is building. They know when the world is stepping into another financial storm. The more you understand money's history, the safer you are in the future. And this is why videos like this matter. Because finance isn't just something for experts, it controls every moment of your life. Before you scroll, I want to ask you something. Which financial event should we break down next? The Great Depression in full detail. The 2008 crisis step by step. The rise of modern banking, or the secret history of how money was invented. Tell me in the comments which one you want for the next video and I'll make it.